talk about a bicycle component companies where you started in Kenya, right?
Yeah, so Baisikeli Ugunduzi, we're a bicycle component company based in Western Kenya, and we make bicycle components for people who depend on bicycles to earn their living. So this is what a typical bicycle in Kenya looks like. Used to take people around. This is the typical bicycle taxi that you might see in and around Kenya, and much of Eastern Africa as well, and other places. Carry heavy loads from one place to another. They're actually on a relatively flat road, but when you're carrying, let's say, they're at about 1, 2, 3. So they're a little over 180 kg on the back of their bike. These guys, so I mean, I race bikes. I ride with these guys. They kick my butt. People use it as a way to ferry goods from one place to another, delivery services, to get to market, you name it. Bikes are a really important mode of transportation. But the typical bike that might come in from India or China is not really set up for roads like this. We actually, at one point, lived at the bottom of this hill. Huge mistake. Don't live at the bottom of a muddy hill if you're ever living in Eastern Africa. But those heavy loads that you saw, I mean, the rain being outside, just bikes are not made for that. That is pretty tough. So that's Kabole, a local mechanic. Oh, bad picture. But so people spend up to 30, if you earn a living on your bicycle, you spend up to 30% of your income just fixing it, maintaining it, repairing it. That's crazy. 30% of your take home. And you're already barely bringing enough home to feed a family of 4 if you earn a living on a bicycle. And yet, 30% of it is just disappearing, fixing a fairly crappy bike, okay? Not only that, 25%, so the major chunk of it is just going to flat tires. 2 to 3 flat tires per day, punctures as they call it there. 2 to 3 flat tires per day, okay? So not only are you paying to repair it, 15 bob, about 20 cents each time you need to repair it. Eventually you're going to go through a new tube as well, but also you're losing the opportunity to get work done. So the bike business in general, whether it's Western Kenya, where we're located, all of Kenya, where the company has really expanded throughout the Eastern African countries, now incorporating South Sudan as well, or even throughout Sub-Saharan Africa, talking about 75 million bicycles, $1.8 billion business. Interesting thing, in that entire region, Baisikeli Ugunduzi is the only bicycle component manufacturer that's mass manufacturing for this market. Everything else is imported from India and from China. We're the only game in town. We had no idea until an investment firm came and talked to us. So what do? Our mission is to deliver innovative, cost-effective component product line, a whole line of products. I'll show you a couple of them. Keep our customers productive and safe, help transport people out of poverty. We really believe in bicycles and their ability to transport people out of poverty. So we make 4 products. I'll show you bits and pieces of them. So what we're known for is a no air, no puncture inner tube. Here's just a little slice of it. It's a round tube, goes inside your tire. Ride it for 5 years or more, and you'll never have a puncture. Sort of a solid tube. I've got some other products here if you want to see them. Not all of them are so innovative. All of them are innovative for the place where we are. All of them are designed for the bicycles there. So while you might say, oh yeah, I've seen a liquid sealant before. Yeah, ours works 2.5 times faster than Stan's, the current best on the market in the US, and it also uses recyclate from our other manufacturing processes. So yeah, you've seen strips that might prevent thorns going through, okay? The difference is how thick and how strong ours are compared to the other ones. And yeah, you've seen lights before. This one's just like all the other ones. So some things you realize, the beauty of being a great social enterprise is realizing what you're good at and what you're not good at. Okay? There's no way that we were going to be able to manufacture our own lights. So what we did instead was we got with a firm in China, had them send us 50 different lights, okay? And out of those 50 different lights, we tested them for 3 months with all of our, I'll show you our test riders, and we picked the best one and then had them make it for us. Okay? No shame in that, none at all. So what have we accomplished so far? Let's see. We've sold about 2,500 units we've been on the market for 14 months now. What is it, September? We've got 30 retailers in Kenya carrying our stuff. About 7 different wholesalers. That number's actually up to 9, I believe. We have 6 employees, depending upon how you count on any given day. Our latest product, our 4th one, that Seal It, when it was introduced into the market, sold 500 units in its first week. We were kind of happy. So we're growing slowly. Our goal is to sell 20,000 units this year. So some of the sales numbers actually I should roll. If we do that, over 5 years, our customers will have saved a total of $1.7 million using our products, okay? Over and beyond the cost of our products. So these are some of our customers. You'll meet Ben a couple times. So Ben's the co-founder of the company, Michigan Tech, returned Peace Corps volunteer as well. That's the whole team. So Titus, Ben, Amos, myself, that's our band. It's that small. And then around here, so let's see, maybe some of you know Derek. A lot of you probably know Kelly. She's worked with us. Maybe some of you know Jackie. So they've all worked for us over the years. Last summer, helped founding some of it. Yeah, so Joseph and Jeffrey, those guys are key to getting us up, testing and getting us going. That's our first retailer, all the way up in the left. Okay. There, salads. That's pretty cool. Okay, so we've been at it for a while. So, like I said, we started 3 years ago with the idea, and I actually have no idea when we founded the company. People ask, oh, like, what day did you start? I don't know. Like, we had an idea, and then we had prototypes, and we were in a lab here, and that wasn't going too well, and then we went there, and then we won a competition, and they said you had to have a bank account in order to take the money. So we got a bank account. In order to get a bank account, you needed like an EIN number. So we got an EIN number. So then we had to register, and next thing you know, we were living in Kenya full time. I honestly couldn't tell you the day. I never actually asked my wife permission, and I just like, yeah, I'm going. She's like, you coming back? So this is the original business plan that we drew up. Like, this is our business plan. One of the most efficient pieces of paper ever. In the middle of a hurricane in Boston, locked in a conference room in a hotel where we're supposed to be at a conference. We worked it all out. This is the plan. We're not doing that right now, but honestly, a lot of the pieces are not far away. That's China up in the top right, in case you can't tell. That's the U.S. in the top left, and basically everything in the middle is Kenya. Yeah, so we've pivoted a lot. You hear the word pivot all the time, and it's overused, but everything changes. Everything's fluid. You just got to get going. The most important thing we ever did was 3 plane tickets. 3 for me, 3 for my founder to get everything going. We just got there. You need to get there. That was the most important thing we did was we got ourselves to Kenya and realized what the problem was, who the people were. We got to know them. We spent a lot of time with them. One of the cool things that we did once we were there is we didn't go there and meet the heads of the village or the city or the town or the government or the bigwigs or anything. We got there and we spent months and months riding with people who earn a living on their bicycle, becoming really, really good friends with them, really tight friends with them, and getting to know them and their families really well. And that is why we were able to launch. That is the key to our success. It's backfired on us sometimes, like, yeah, the government officials do not love us for that reason, but it's why we have good products. So we got in with, so he's kind of in charge of all the local bike riders. And so we got in with them early. We partnered with them. They're called a SACO. It's like a savings union that they have for them. We got in with them early, had them help test our product, help launch our product, help sell our products. We've got great partnerships with the largest distributor and importer in Kenya of stuff from India and China. That's a good story I can tell you afterwards. It's probably not time for here, but ask me about like how scary it was to go meet all the people who could put you out of business overnight. It's been good and bad. You know, so I said he was our first fantastic partner. And we've had many others since then. We got to partner with Chris Froome, the Tour de France champion. Chris Froome happened to be born in Kenya, which was really good. We've got like pictures of him signing our stuff and spent a couple days with him. That was really good. All the local shops we partnered with. To be honest, we've been screwed over a ton also. So that's actually that's one person. But partnerships are important. Yeah, so this was one of our earliest partners, actually. He's a mechanic. So he's kind of our secondary customer. We sell to customers, but then somebody's got to install our products, service our products, tout our products. We worked with him early, so this is like really old, my first design notebook actually, these green notebooks. I had two of them. First design notebook from the company, and there we are redesigning the product on the fly. He just tested it and he hated it, so we were redesigning it. It took us 9 months to redesign our first product once we hit the ground permanently there. And it took us about 4 months to get the next 3 products out the door. The other thing that I learned, how to do business. So you gotta know stuff about visas, you gotta know customs, taxes, all that sort of stuff. Get some help there. Boy, there was a period where we were just like, holy crap, like, I don't know if we're gonna go to jail any one day because I don't know, and like, we're trying to follow all the regulations, but none of them really make sense with each other, they don't jive with each other. We're supposed to be a for-profit company, we are a for-profit company, so it was a little scary in Kenya. We've got it all worked out now, but it took us a while, and I wish the lesson learned was get on that, or get somebody to get on that for you earlier on. We've got good local, we've got good local legal help as well. The other thing we learned, cash flow is important. So here's some Kenyan shillings. Cash flow is important. Cash flow is king. You can have a great product that sells really well. That does not mean you have enough money to pay your bills every day, okay? Sales can be growing, tons of money coming in, and you still don't have enough money to pay the bills each day. Keep an eye on cash flow anytime you have a social enterprise. Cash flow and income, cash flow and sales, like, as an engineer, it just blows your mind that the two are not related to each other. They should be related to each other, and they're not. Keep an eye on that. Get somebody to help keep an eye on that. The journey is important, too. So this is like a typical long, really rough road, and that's our van, and it's kind of like me in the rear view, in the side view mirror, or whatever. And this is typical, like, this is like the picture of what it's like. It's a long, hard road, okay, for social enterprise. If your goal is the end, it sucks, and I don't even know if it's worth it. If you can enjoy the journey, wow, it is phenomenal. The journey is important. It's a tough road, so you gotta make the journey fun. And you gotta keep balance. That's my family right here. People who have put up with a lot. There's Ben, co-founder. 2 good friends. If anybody are going to the talk, the Peace Corps talk Monday night from 4 to 5, there's gonna be a talk. You will meet Brittany and Nate, that's why I threw the picture in. So Kenyan Peace Corps, and then Big John all the way here. If you're ever drowning in the middle of the Nile, falling off of a raft, Big John is the guy you want there to pluck you right out. Okay, he is the man. But yeah, you gotta find balance. So these are the people that got me through with a lot of balance in that first year. Okay, so let's say you want to start a social enterprise. Go for it. Do it right now. You need help, you call me. I'm on board with you. I've helped. So I've probably helped 3 students from here get going on a social enterprise in various countries, doing really various things. You need help, I'll do whatever I can, or I'll point you somewhere. So let's see. While cash flow matters, personal income better not matter. Okay, so 3 years doing this business, still significantly in the loss category. Really don't see any way for me to ever make money personally off of it. What I've gained, I couldn't replace that with money. Well worth it. Even if we get big, I mean, our business plan from the very beginning was any growth goes back into the company. When the company gets really big, we sell it to somebody local for whatever they can possibly afford. We made sure at the very beginning, when we're a social enterprise, there was no chance for us to get wealthy off of it. And that way, that would not color our decisions to do the right thing as we go. Okay. So you need a good war chest when you start, though. Okay. The war chest isn't for you, but you need a war chest of money. You gotta go out and get it. And business plan competitions are a great way to do it. We've won a bunch of, and done really well in a bunch of business plan competitions and grant funding. We're really good at that, okay? But that's like the easy money, and it's tough to get off of that easy gravy train and then get into something that matters, which is how do I generate income really well, okay? So while it's really good to get you going, they're really lucrative, they're addictive. You gotta get yourself clean, you gotta get yourself off of it. It can be a little dangerous. And you've gotta have time. It's gonna take a lot longer. We left 3 years ago thinking that we were going to start selling our product in under a month, okay? It was 9 months later before our first product hit the market, okay? And then it was like another 3 months before we sold our 100th unit, okay? That was killer. It was absolutely killer. We've been through 2 really bad harvests in Kenya. You can't control the harvest, okay? Bad harvest means no money. No money means no customers. Okay? We're dealing with the poorest people around. When people don't have harvest, that means they walk everywhere instead of paying 10 or 15 bob to hop on the back of a bicycle. It means they don't have crops to bring to market. Okay? It's a waste. But you got to be proud of it the whole way. So, I mean, I will tell anybody who will possibly listen about Baisikeli Ugunduzi, we are really proud of what we've accomplished and the baby steps along the way. And you gotta have pride, because the bad days are so bad that you gotta have pride in what you're doing, and you gotta absolutely love it. So, and you have to be fairly like emotionally stable as well, or have a good cadre of people that have different sort of emotional states. So we joke all the time about the roller coaster and saying, you know, like, how many significantly depressive moments did you have today? Like, I had 3, only 3, wow, I had 5 today. So, but at the same time, you'll have like, we'll talk, like, we'll be in an hour-long meeting, and within the hour-long meeting, we will have like 5 moments where you're like, that's it. We are moments away from turning around the corner to being the most successful company in the area. And we will have, in the same 1-hour meeting, 3 moments where like, holy crap, we didn't think of that. We got no chance of making it through the end of the month. And it's just amazing, like, emotionally, really, really amazing. So you put together a good team of people who can test your prototypes. You're going to prototype, and you're going to get a team of customers that are willing to do the testing for you and give you honest feedback, okay? So always tells me the truth, always lies to me and tells me good news, okay? I don't understand a word he says, but Ben understands him and likes him. So, okay, and then these guys, who I know a little bit less, always give me the bad news first. I love people who give me bad news, okay? I always pay people extra when they give me bad news, okay? I treat these guys really well. They're so important for giving us honest feedback. Especially, you gotta reward bad news. Nobody likes to give you bad news. Okay? We prototype everything. We prototype how people are going to assemble our products into bicycles. This is actually a really old prototype. It was really interesting. Like, here I am, the guy, the CEO of the company. I actually didn't have any good product to bring. Like, it's like, how did I run through everything that I had in the US already? But secondary users, everybody gets to prototype. Salespeople, retailers, they get to prototype as well. They get to practice selling. We watch them selling it. We teach them how to sell. Everything gets prototyped. Let's see, what else is important if you're going to start it up? Who you do it with matters, okay? Ben, okay? So Ben and I picked each other, I don't know. I'll tell you, the founding story is he was in the Peace Corps. I was made the co-director of the Peace Corps program for mechanical engineering. I've never been in the Peace Corps. I thought I had no credibility. He was in the Peace Corps at the time in Burkina Faso. I saw an article, he's from Iron Mountain. I saw an article in a newspaper saying that he was riding his bike across West Africa just after he finished the Peace Corps. I called his parents and I said, hey, I want to speak to your son because I got a bike R&D lab and I'm going to hire him. And I talked to him, he got off of his bike, I called his cell phone and I hired him. He was in the middle of West Africa somewhere and I said, hey, come here, give me some credibility. You got nothing better going on right now, right? And next thing you knew, things grew, we had a business. He's like really quiet, really calm. I never shut up and I'm up and down all the time. Great combination with each other. The way you know you have a good partner is we are all, each of us is convinced that the person that we're working with is so much smarter than we are. Okay? That's how, and we've actually been caught saying it, like, wow, I'm so lucky I'm with Ben because he's so much smarter than me. And then Ben will say the same thing about me to the same person, and then they pull both of us aside and say, do you know what you guys just did? I'm like, yeah, it's true. It's fun also. Don't forget to have fun, okay? If you're ever in Ginger, if you're ever going to Ginger, give me a call. I'm not going to spend too long on this picture because you're going to see things you shouldn't see. Okay. Most important thing, mission. Hey, Kelly. Kelly was in the picture before. Hi. Mission is king, okay? So here's Titus. You want to see a picture of Titus? So there's Titus. So this is us meeting Titus on the side of the road with one of his 2 famous pairs of leather pants. And just on the side of the road, we said, hey, you want to test some of our stuff? He's now in charge of production, okay? Every day I can look at him and remember, like, okay, what exactly is our mission? Mission above everything else. Whatever the mission is in the beginning, don't lose sight of it. Stick to the mission. Because when you're doing a social enterprise, people are going to offer you money to do things that are almost like what you're doing. And it's really tough to say no to that in order to stay mission focused. Really tough. Okay, so the most important thing that I can say, and any of you who've been in a class of mine notice that like most things end with this slide that says go, okay? Because it's all about going and doing. So you gotta go, you gotta get yourself immersed in a community. Once you're in the community, you find out what their opportunities are. So for us, the community is people who depend on bicycles to earn a living. The opportunity is the outrageous sum of money that they spend fixing their bicycle. The particular problem that we chose to work on first out of that opportunity is flat tires, because we found it the biggest, most important, most intriguing problem that they were facing, so we went after it, okay? And only then did we start thinking about a solution. We did not go, we went with a solution in mind, and that was the big mistake, and that's what cost us an extra 9 months. Then we went back and we got community focused, and that's what gave us a great product afterwards, okay? So I'll talk about that actually in the next talk that I'm giving, which is all about how to go from community to opportunity to problem. But the biggest advice that I can give to you for a social enterprise is to go. And honestly, it's go now. What are you doing right now? If you have an idea, what are you doing right now that is so important? I don't know what it is. Or what are the barriers in your life that are keeping you from addressing it? Is it money? I mean, is it the lifestyle that you have here? Like, what possible barriers could you have that prevent you from honestly hopping on a plane tomorrow and going and seeing and going and doing? Like, the barriers that you think exist, they really don't exist. You've created them. And for the most part, they're bullshit. It took me a long time to get over my own bullshit and say, instead of me saying, yeah, hey Ben, you should go. No, I should go. Like, and I mean, wife, kids, got college, got mortgage, you know, all these good, got a job. You can do it. You just go and you make it happen. So that's it. You want to come find me? Come find the company. Here you go. I'm pretty easy to find. Only Gershenson for many, many hundreds of miles in a circle. Come find me. Come talk. Okay. Questions? We're out of time.
Great. So, if you guys want to individually ask
Find me
any
afterwards.
questions, we'll do
Okay.
that.
Thank you, everybody.